kind of, me, I won't call you. Just forget it. Even if you are the best, I won't call you. I'll call the second or the third person. So it is important that all of you here, you remember that the journey ahead, you think about that before you do something today. The lens is always on you. And people are watching. So the way you carry yourself will determine your journey tomorrow. Don't forget this. Within the Ghanaian context, that is very, very, very important. Okay? Now, if you start looking at the money, forget it. You won't get anywhere. When you do what you have to do, the money will follow you. So I started doing all these extra classes, 2 CDs, 5 CD classes. But my former students linked me to a 50,000, a 70,000, a 100,000 contract. Because the beginning, I was not thinking about the money. I was thinking about sowing into people's lives. So most of the things that I have gotten and used for my building and all that was because of somebody's recommendation. Okay? So at the beginning, don't be confused. Don't be too quick to say, I'm looking for the money. Oh, the money is not enough, so I won't do. Okay, no. You do the first one at pro bono. Do the second one, quarter price. The next one, half price. You see that before you realize, even the full cost, you have more than that when you have reached that level that people will now be calling you here and there, and now you start bluffing. Now let me run up to say that when you develop your skill, or when you identify the seed God gave you, you do not sleep. Listen, God gave you, let's say, your hands. Your hands can do things. You do not sleep. You go on the internet, you attend programs to learn the current, the new. For example, you are a mason. Now, there are different things that has happened within the mason world, including even the WC that we are using. You have your master, in quotes, taught you the manhole. Now there's biodigester. You don't know how to do it. You used to sew. You can sew something. Now the styles, you don't want to go there. So the skill, the seed that God gave you, you develop it and you grow it. You do not say that because I'm intelligent, so I'm going to sleep. For some years, even now, I can't sleep. The earliest I sleep is 1 a.m., 1:30, 2 a.m. And I wake up in the morning and come to wherever I'm going. So when I joined the University of Ghana in 2001, I was not even a lecturer, I was a senior staff because I didn't have my master's then. It took me, so 2001 to 2020. Yeah, but then the appointment came out in 2021, December. So it took me 20 years to become the first nurse ever since independence to be appointed a professor. It took me 20 years. You may be 10, 15, 8. But there's a journey of step 1, step 2, step 3 for you to grow systematically. You don't jump the queue. Oh yes, sir, I got in him. You will mess up because, oh, rush. We grow through the process. 1, 2, 3. So I was a senior staff. I became an assistant lecturer to lecturer, senior lecturer, associate professor, professor. Now, if I should tell you what I went through to break that glass ceiling for nurses and midwives in Ghana, that we have never had a nurse to be appointed a professor. If I say professor, it means that we have associate professor and then professor. To have the nurse getting that, then we can't live here today. If I tell you about my research journey, my publication journey, the number of rejections I've received, even we can't live here today. So let me just say that you have to take step by step by step. Okay? Then you have to serve, volunteer, so you can gain experiences. My nursing training college, I was a class rep. My secondary school, library prefect, house, assistant house captain, I'm in Kaipo. Then the university, you do Bob, no rank job, up and down. It builds you up. It builds you up. Okay, it builds you up. You have to get the experience for you to be able to deliver when you are at the top. Okay, so I did that, and I became the dean, the first substantive dean of the School of Nursing and Midwifery in Legon. Since the school started in 1963, there had never been any substantive dean. I was the first. Now, in the whole of West Africa, I'm the first nurse to be appointed a vice chancellor. And the second in the whole of Africa. How can the illiterate, if it's illiterate, somebody who didn't go to school, not like she was daft, but she didn't go to school, woman's daughter, the typical farmer's daughter, who grew up with virtually, gets this to this level. We cannot talk about it today, but all that I'm trying to tell you is that you need to identify what God has given you, and then you grow it. You grow it. Oh, don't be complacent. You grow it. You grow it. You grow it. In the process of growing, it's collaborations, it's partnership, it's networking. My father never sat in the plane. My mother did not travel. They are both late. But I've traveled to many countries. Now I can't even count them. You build your network locally and internationally. Okay, so I happen to marry a Muslim. I'm a Christian. I'm a typical Baptist woman. I married a Muslim. Traditional leader, a chief. And there are other women around. Another day we'll talk about that one. Life is not as if I'm going like, If you have that mentality here, please change. Life, you take a step and look whether there's a blockage. If it's a blockage, you pass here. If here is blocked, you pass here. If you are lucky there's no blockage, you take another step. You go step by step, step by step. And you don't compare yourself to anybody. You don't compare yourself to anybody. You are not in competition with anybody. Our life journeys are different. Our gifts are different. Our situations are different. So I want to encourage you all. And I want to thank Mr. Kwesi and his team. I want to thank all the speakers who will be here today and encouraging our students and all our upcoming students. Upcoming students, I am the Vice Chancellor, so come to UHAS, okay? Apply to UHAS. UHAS is the best. Okay? Come to UHAS, you enjoy it. We want to say thank you for coming to the university, and we wish you all the best. And we pray that your life journeys will be very, very fruitful, comfortable, sweet. If there are any challenges, just know that our experience was. It's not everything that I can talk about. But when you have God, when you are humble, when you reflect, to identify the mistakes, the things that you did wrong. All right, so let me just give you one example of the things I didn't do wrong, but it was wrong at the process. So I started my PhD first attempt at the UK, Glamorgan, University of South Wales. The nurses, when you travel, you get work easily. So instead of learning, I was working in the nursing homes. I made money to build my house in Accra. But I was not learning. So I didn't progress as expected. I had to withdraw from the program. Before I took a loan, went to South Africa and finished off. At the time of not finishing was a huge shame on me and my people around me. How can the best nurse not finish a PhD? I mean, it's really serious. All that I'm trying to say is that at a particular point in your life, something may happen. Just take a step back. What did I do wrong? I've written a book, an article on this. If you Google my name and add PhD experience, it's an open access. You can download that paper. I shared the journey of how it didn't go well, the strategy that I used to finish the PhD, the second attempt within 2 years. There, you can read it for yourself. Everything cannot be 100% every day, but that is life. Take one day at a time and know that whatever it is, the dawn will break, the sun will shine. The darkest time in your life is the night. The night is not for 24 hours. And once you persist through it, the light will shine. Thank you.
Oh, come on, let's do better for the Vice Chancellor.